Welcome to the pre-match show presented by Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
El Paso Locomotive FC back home after a big win in Tulsa, locking up yet another trip to the playoffs. As always, this behind-the-scenes moment brought to you by GECU. Welcome to the Fortress. Southwest University Park plays host to a Mountain Division matchup between your Locomotive and Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Thanks for joining us in the Brian Bird's Home Selling Team pregame show. I'm Duke Keith alongside Heidi Mocha. And Heidi, you want to talk about consistency. 3 consecutive seasons of Locomotive soccer, 3 straight seasons of playoff soccer. It's amazing.
It is, yes, Duke. And it is easy to take for granted, you know.
Very much.
Locomotive and El Paso, we're used to winning here. And it's not an easy task to make the playoffs every year. So year 1, make the playoffs, make it to the conference finals, you'll take it. Year 2, higher expectations, and you have to deal with COVID. It ends in a PK shootout that can go either way. And then this season, Locomotive gets stronger. Only 2 losses the whole year and a 22-match unbeaten streak at home. So this team is special, and we're just going to appreciate and enjoy the ride.
Indeed, and what a ride it's been for Locomotive soccer as we take a look. Aspirations for 2021, huge aspirations. They've been checking things off the list, though, as they go. First one happened last week, Locomotive winning Copa Tejas. Then you make the playoffs for the 3rd consecutive season, a 2-1 win in Tulsa. Head coach Mark Lowry says they expected to make the playoffs, so you celebrate that. But the bigger picture, bigger goal is to win the Mountain Division. That will happen if Locomotive can keep picking up points in their last 5 matches. And, of course, the biggest goal on the checklist, the USL Championship trophy, Heidi.
You have to like El Paso's drive, always wanting more. But let's look at tonight. El Paso versus Colorado Springs, 4th and final matchup in division play between 2 of the better teams in the group. And wouldn't you know it, all 3 matches in 2021 have been draws. The first one here at Southwest University Park, 1-1 draw in June. The next 2 in Colorado, 0-0, and most recently, 1-1 in October. Neither side really getting the better of each other in the series.
Well, both teams have done a really good job against each other. The likely Golden Boot winner, Haji Berry, essentially shut down by El Paso's defense. Only one of his 24 goals against the Locos, and that one was the penalty kick back in June. El Paso's had some good moments against the Switchbacks, almost came away with 3 points in the road. Leandro Carrijo's super sub heroics, but that ended in a 1-1 draw.
Obviously, you want the win, but points on the road are important, and that's what Colorado Springs needs here tonight as they've fallen into 3rd place in the division. Expect another tight one tonight, but fun for us, right?
Indeed, we're ready for it. So are these fans. It's Locomotive FC versus Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, headed your way next.
Thank you for watching the pre-match show presented by Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
Don't miss a second of the Locos in action by getting a seat to every match. Buy your tickets now at aplocomotivefc.com/ticket or by calling or texting 915-235-GO. Nitro Circus is back for 2021 with the action-packed You Got This tour coming to El Paso Saturday, October 23rd. Top athletes in FMX, skate, BMX, scooter, and more. Are you ready to get this party started? Throwing down huge world's firsts off the biggest ramps in action sports with more crazy contraptions, more insane stunts, more high adrenaline fun than ever before. El Paso, get ready to put your hands in the air. We're coming to Southwest University Park this October 23rd. Get your tickets now at nitrocircus.com.
Southwest Chiropractic, serving El Paso area and relieving pain for more than 20 years. Not only do we treat auto, sports, and work-related injuries, but we also treat scoliosis, sciatica, back pain, disc injuries, chronic pain treatment, and we even manage stress. At Southwest Chiropractic, our patients are seen the same day. We provide gentle and effective care, and we accept most insurances. Schedule your appointment today and let us relieve your pain. With 3 convenient locations in El Paso, Southwest Chiropractic. Your health is our well-being. Call us today, 915-581-9619.
Welcome to downtown El Paso, Texas. Duke Keith, Heidi Mocha with you. A big one in the Mountain Division as we take a look at Locomotive FC's starting matchup going into their match versus Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. And for Locomotive, it is next man up. I think that might be the story of the night, Heidi Mocha.
Exactly.
So you take a look at there, Diego Luna atop that diamond. Nick Ross has been a very able replacement for Richie Ryan, who is injured. For Brendan Burke's Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, the danger man up there, number 10, Haji Berry, out on the right side on that right flank. You expect him to challenge and challenge early.
Yep. Yeah, we're looking to keep that that man under wraps from breaking the league record in goals scored, but the Locomotive is ready for that.
Locomotive FC. Will it be able to hold the fortress, or will Switchbacks FC storm the castle? A massive 6-point swing in the offing tonight here in the Mountain Division. Colorado Springs Switchbacks has never defeated Locomotive FC.
Yeah, it seems that it's going to be the great offense with Haji Berry versus a great defense in the Locomotive.
Ready to rock and roll this evening, and we are underway from Southwest University Park. Locomotive trying to keep that 22-match unbeaten string alive. It has been luck of the draws for these two matches, or these two teams, so far this season against one another. Switchbacks FC trying to hold Locomotive at bay again. Locomotive, for its part, would love nothing more than to score an early goal.
And I think on the flip side, that's got to be Colorado Springs' plan of attack as well, to get in early on the Locomotive.
A little too long for Haji Berry up that left wing. And an easy goal kick for Logan Ketterer. Maki King. Zacarias. I imagine it's helped that they've been able to fine-tune their relationship a little bit in that FC Tulsa game. But as we kind of pointed out earlier, it has been a story of the walking wounded and making sure everybody's in the right position, filling in properly for Mark Lowry's side. Lots of injuries.
Right. And Lowry likes, has focused all season, and all the players have talked about the depth on the team, having at least 2 players for each position. But now we're getting to see that depth goes beyond that, and the players really can, Coach Lowry focused on also, there's no starters. There's just Locomotive players, and they're being put to that task for sure these days.
A 2-1 win on the road at FC Tulsa certainly helps make Mark Lowry feel a little better about it going into tonight's match. Locomotive, as many people were throughout the country, having to deal with the Southwest University or Southwest Airlines fallout. Only got the 1 day of practice after everybody shifted their way back to the Sun City. 6 players here, 4 players there, and a bus trip from Phoenix for many.
Exactly. But at least it was after a road win.
Correct.
Made it a little bit just more inconvenient rather than a downer.
Trying to find that long ball out of the midfield for Yaya Toure. I always feel the need to point out, not that one. Here's Logan Ketterer. Colorado Springs probing. Switchbacks FC not able to really find anything up the middle. And here's Logan Ketterer. A little bit of time in the Locomotive half to start things off. They push it up top. Leandro Carrijo getting the starting nod tonight, along with Aron Gomez, who has been steady and spectacular. Both of these players, actually. Carrijo, usually the super sub, will get the starting nod this evening with Lucho Solignac at the bench. Great intercept by Chop Herrera couldn't keep a hold. Sebastian Anderson crossing top of the box. That is off of Herrera. Still working on Eder Borelli, but keeping possession and back around. Ronnie Argueta. Again to Argueta. Turned 30 this year. Well done up the right wing side. Settled, shot, and a score. An early goal for Haji Berry. That equals the USL Championship record in just the 5th minute of play. 25 goals on the season for Haji Berry, and he had time after a great bit of work up the right wing.
Yeah, Colorado Springs had been knocking the ball around and just trying to be patient, and Locomotive was equally trying to just defend and keep shape, but they just created a nice chance down the flank, knocked it back, and Barry knows how to finish when he's got a little bit of time like that.
So Colorado Springs looking for its first win against Locomotive. That goes a long way toward starting off on the right foot. Locomotive for the 2nd straight match here at home, giving up an early goal to its opposition. The foul is Diego Luna. Diego withheld there at the center circle. Jeremy Shear is our center referee tonight. Darren Bandy, Chris Canales are the assistant referees, and Drew Player, our 4th along the sidelines. Working it up to Andre Lewis. Lewis does well to settle and keep a hold. Switchbacks, lots of early possession.
Yeah, they've come out with some energy to try to keep the ball and create some chances. And right now, Locomotive's got to win it back and then try to find their own rhythm.
Testing Locomotive on the wings. Good sidestep by Lewis to keep a hold of the ball. That is ahead to Drew Beckford, but this flag is up. And to Shane Beckford. Let's take a look at the Team Casa Keys to the Game, brought to you by the Casa Auto Group. Heidi.
So, start with defending Colorado Springs attack. We've already seen them trying to create tonight, and unfortunately already got a goal against the Locomotives. So they are one of the best teams in the USL Championship on the attack, and they had been coming in with 56 goals. El Paso, though, had been, not giving up too many goals so far this season. Only 2 goals previously to Colorado Springs, and one had been a penalty kick by Haji Berry. The other was an own goal. So they've done a good job against every team and need to do that tonight and even step up further, then score early. Locomotive needs to fight to get an equalizer and then another one. And then, we want to be greedy. If we can get that one, then just like in Tulsa, you want to get another one. So let's set the tone and the pace. And right now it's get that equalizer first and then rely on experience.
Chop Herrera fouled. That'll give the free kick to Locomotive.
So there are definitely their players that aren't available are some of the more experienced veterans, but you still have guys like Maka King and Eder Borelli out there, and they have stepped up and they need to play big as those other guys get healthy. So El Paso is a good group of guys that can win games, and that's what they need to continue to keep doing for the rest of tonight and the season.
Stolen away, Switchbacks trying to find Berry. Out from the wing, the speedy feet of Deshane Beckford. Challenging and taking the ball right off the foot of Zacarias.
Fortunately, King is there in the center to just clear it away.
Sebastian Anderson will head that one over the back end, and goal kick coming for Logan Ketterer. Locomotive will play this out of the back, and here is King. Trying to find Luna. Intercepted again by Switchbacks, put straight to King. Trying to dribble his way out of trouble as Aguinaga cannot. Well done by Matt Boehner. Ahead to Herrera, who is fouled, and another free kick coming. Chop Herrera. Great work in the game versus FC Tulsa for Herrera. Getting tangled there with Sebastian Anderson. Locomotive looking for some footing here at home. A little bite in the air these days in the middle of October. Locomotive fans, eighth notch, certainly here in full voice, but looking for a little more, something to cheer. Maka King, that's going to be taken away by Lewis, who gets spilled. That's a hard foul by Jose Aguinaga, and a little extra word perhaps from Jeremy Shearer, our referee tonight. Let's take a look at this Texas Tech health report, and bear with us because it's not on one screen. Andrew Fox, head injury. Richie Ryan, leg injury. Sebastian Velasquez, leg injury. Hold on, wait. There's more. Brian Bravellon, head. Mishak, leg, and Yuma, hip injury. All of those have affected, and they are some of El Paso's most experienced players. You talk about Richie Ryan, and subbing in for him is Nick Ross, who's usually a more attacking midfielder, has done a great job.
He does.
Passing percentages 90 for Richie, 88 for Nick Ross. Here's on the restart. That one's lifted in, but lifted right back out by Aron. Taken away by Toure, and they'll reset. But that's not giving up much at all, Heidi.
Not at all. I mean, that's a nice to be able to slot another person in there at the 6 for Ryan, and I mean, that's not too bad of a trade. But then you know, we got Maka. He's stepping in nicely and centrally with Boehner to try and cover for Mishak and Yuma until we can get them back. And then those two can kind of do their thing on the flank.
Well, it had been 3 weeks for Haji Berry. Scoreless, held without a goal. Held without a goal against Locomotive up in Colorado Springs in that 1-1 draw. But Haji Berry in the 5th minute puts the Switchbacks ahead. Zacarias is fouled. Locomotive being pressured on the wings especially. And there you see Brendan Burke's philosophy, it appears tonight. Pressure them wide. Switchbacks, lots and lots of speed and agility. And another foul on the wing. We'll give Locomotive another free kick. And further words from the official. As Mark Lowry appreciates. Lowry back in black tonight. Don't know if he's an AC/DC fan, but he's certainly showing it on the touchline.
His more casual wear from the last game might have been. He was ready for the travel challenges on the way home. He knew something nobody else did.
I guess so. Well, Haji Berry, there you see the 25 goals. That equals the USL Championship record. And with 3 matches left after this one, including the rest of this one, an opportunity to break. Aron. Hard from the wing and well challenged by Switchbacks. It'll be lifted out for a Locomotive throw, though, and Borelli. Urge to move a little further back.
Oh, and looking to probably get that long throw in again from King.
Maka King
with
an
the assist.
That's amazing. Tulsa let that bounce all the way through the box and waiting for it on the far side. Aron Gomez to score his 7th. Ties him for 2nd of the team with Diego. Long throw, King. Nodded in and picked up. Great work. Sean Melvin is there.
Yeah, his long throws, it turns out, is another weapon for the Locomotive to try to get in when they're near in the attacking third and get it in front of goal.
Leandro Carrijo gets ahead to it. Nobody in dark blue. Able to pick it up after. And here is Switchbacks FC. Getting wide on that wing. King there to intercept. And that's good because Lewis was about ready to poach. Diego, nice stutter step move to get loose past Hodge. Locomotive on the counter. Trying to work something here. Aron sweeps it. It's deflected. Loose ball. Touchdown and cleared away. Good last-ditch defending by Switchbacks FC. Sebastian Anderson, Steven Echeverria clearing it out of the danger. But Locomotive hanging on in that attacking third. Chapa, Ross. Jose Aguinaga. Challenging immediately. Solid footwork here by Matt Boehner. Diego almost with it, pushing it into space. It's a shot, and it's buried away, stopped by Melvin in the end. Zacarias, well worked by Locomotive, though.
Yeah, they've definitely finally been able to find each other's feet, get a little spell of possession here. And Locomotive need to keep that up.
Think about it, though. Haji Berry, 25. It's been a few weeks since he scored, but 25 goals in a year, in a season. Just amazing. And one away from holding that record all by his lonesome. Certainly the odds-on favorite for the Golden Boot. I think it's all but his.
Oh, yeah. I was kind of going to look. I think Barry, we've been shared that Barry had 24 goals by himself, and the Real Monarchs has 21 goals. So now he is 25, and they had 21. So alone, he has more goals than an entire team. So that's quite the goal-scoring production.
Carrijo taken down by Tristan Hodge, Locomotive. Earning some fouls and kind of mucking up the works a little bit. You know that they want to be more deliberate with the ball. Switchbacks will love a foot race. Perhaps one on here. Zacarias up that wing. Zacarias gets shoveled down, and that is a free kick coming for Locomotive. Another foul by Tristan Hodge. Jeremy Shear took his time to blow the whistle, but I think he was waiting to play advantage. Tristan Hodge just pushed him out of the way.
That's just a shoulder charge.
Indeed. So Locomotive with the ball on the restart. Very dangerous area. Ross and Luna.
And we
Diego
got
back there ready to show that foot
and
magic.
Carrijo, you know, this is the kind of service he likes too. In front of the net.
We'll take it. Ross chipping it. Far post and in to the waiting mitts of Sean Melvin. Well played. Looks like Aguinaga got a head to it. Or rather, Zacarias. But let's take a look here. Oh, it's Carrijo.
Knocks it off of the Colorado Springs player.
Jose Torres, yeah. I think Torres maybe caught most of that ball. And an easy save in the end for Melvin.
That's where I've talked before about on the Locomotive side, always challenging for anything, even if you don't think it's going to be clean. And that's what Switchbacks challenging Carrijo there. It's not quite a clean enough strike to get, header on frame that's dangerous.
Well, and you knew that they knew who to watch in the box, certainly.
I was guessing, so hopefully they've scouted more than I have.
Oh, Ross, decent service, but sure, yeah. With Jose Torres, with him stride for stride, was going to be hard for Carrijo to get free.
I have confidence in him. He's going to find it.
He finds a way.
He's going to find it.
So another long throw in from Maka King. Carrijo waiting at that near post, as he was prior. They'll target him again, and this one well-bodied. Jose Torres doing some work on the lanky Brazilian for a second straight time.
And the goalkeeper did a good job of coming in. He should be able to get up and above everyone else. He's got the arms, Always should be higher than the head. But if Locomotive can get a touch on that, then the keeper's locked in there.
Zacarias almost found Carrijo. Again, Locomotive, good pressure and a foul. It's going to be on Chap Herrera to give Switchbacks FC the free kick and some breathing room.
Locomotive needs to keep up this energy. They are, it's just coming together, and if they could grab an equalizer here, then the game would be, kind of even out, and then just move forward and try to go for the win.
Sixth season for Ronnie Argueta with Switchbacks FC. 30 years old, it kind of hurts when you get bopped a little more than maybe it did a few years ago. Here's Switchbacks in the restart. Little flick on. Trying his luck was Yaya Toure, trying to find Barry. Again, Switchbacks pressure, yielding results. Barry trying to flick it out to the left to no avail. Back it comes. Anderson. Anderson plays it back, but that was not where he wanted it to go.
And Locomotive did a good job of closing space early and quickly right there in the center when Colorado Springs players receive the ball and turn, because then they don't get that chance to get their head up and get a quick shot or find the next open man.
Sebastian Anderson celebrating his 19th birthday on August the 8th. Locomotive trying desperately to hang on to this ball. Well done. Aguinaga steps out of trouble. Ross. Chapa. To Diego. Herrera. Distribution to Boehner. Borelli. Good one-touch possession here for Locomotive. Diego. Aron. Nice little slip step. And earns the free kick. So we take a look at our Southwest University player profile. It is Aron Gomez. Scored a goal and had an assist. Beautiful dish to Lucho Solignac. In that game versus Tulsa, leads the team in shots at 41, second of the team in goals with 7. 3 seasons on loan for Locomotive FC, and he's been the leading scorer in just about every one of them.
That's been a pretty good arrangement for...
Borelli to the far post and knocked in! Ricardo Zacarias on that far post, the man from Las Cruces, New Mexico, equalizes in the 21st. What a ball in from left wing.
That was some nice service and shows some great composure to knock that ball, keep it low on frame into the back of the net. And they've been springing him, letting him kind of get up front on the right. And okay, so Ross served that ball in. He doesn't get distracted by the defender and gets a knock on it down low. Keeper can't get down, doesn't expect it, and equalizer right there.
Well, when your right wing used to be a forward, I guess he knows what to do with that right leg.
Not too bad.
Outstanding work, Ricardo Zacarias. His first goal for Locomotive FC in the 21st minute will equalize. The assist by Nick Ross. Well done. We're back on level terms in El Paso. But here comes Switchbacks FC. Trying to go wide as Lewis. He'll dish it back. Great bit of handling here. And the shot will whistle wide. And it may have taken a deflection. Indeed it did. Chick-fil-A corner coming up for Switchbacks.
Locomotive's got to use some discipline here. They've got to challenge for these balls right now so that it makes it difficult for the Switchbacks.
Your Hospitals of Providence goal for his first in a Locomotive uniform. Zacarias headed out by Matt Boehner. Ross, Diego. Great service in by the teenager Sebastian Anderson. That's deflected by Anderson and poached by Logan Ketterer. Carrijo, he's fouled.
And I think that was Boehner who got the clear down here on the header. That was a quick commitment.
Ross, just great service to that far post. All you need is a touch. Brendan Burke for Switchbacks FC gets a caution here in the 23rd. Well, if you've listened to the last 2 matches Locomotive has had in Colorado Springs, they have a crowd mic that's very close to the pitch. That man is vocal.
He's passionate.
So the 23rd minute caution issued to Switchbacks FC coach Brendan Burke.
Nick Ross service on that goal. That is an accurate service and pass. Another one to add to his book.
Well, Nick Ross has just been, he's always the guy who comes out of nowhere and surprises you. It's like the old joke about from Monty Python about the Spanish Inquisition. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. No one expects Nick Ross. But just year for year, all 3 seasons since coming over from the Scottish Premier League, has been an absolute rock for Mark Lowry's squad.
He does a lot of things, especially if like a guy like Richie Ryan's in, where he can have more freedom to go forward. He does a lot of things connecting the defense, the midfield, and the attacking players that doesn't get any glory. But
box-to-box
works,
midfielder.
yeah, works
grinder.
hard, keeps possession, doesn't turn over the ball a lot, knows where to be to just kind of slow down the opponent's attack, how to support the Locomotive's attack on the offense. So he has stepped up, having to with those injuries to play even more of a role, contributing on the attack in goal scoring and score creating those opportunities.
Switchbacks FC, the service rolls out for a Locomotive throw. Some great work to earn that restart. Now, the foul called on Chaparrera, but he's been tenacious, and I think that's exactly what Mark Lowry's looking for from his number 6. Nick Ross, with his distribution and Chapa's tenaciousness, really helping Locomotive. And another foul issued. And another card issued. That's Haji Berry. 26th minute. There's Nick Ross, 94% passing accuracy in that last match for Locomotive FC. And he's been the man to fill in for Richie Ryan.
That was 63 of 67 passes completed. That is some pretty high numbers there. And then he has played in every match this season. He had 2,082 minutes. And for just the month of October, an 86% passing accuracy.
That'll be a foul on Locomotive. We go back the other way. Tristan Hodge trying to shield for the ball with Carrijo. And is still down. Mark Lowry. For 3 full seasons, and we talk about the consistency of this team, it has a lot to do with that man. And what he insists, the style he insists upon for this Locomotive team, possession-based, the side-to-side movement, death by 1,000 cuts. They do it better than anybody else in the championship, you have to say.
And they've gotten better at it and better at it and better at it each season.
That's one. Off of King, still with it though. It's Yaya Toure, and all the way across it'll bounce and roll out. Off the switchbacks, a Locomotive throw coming. With Toure trying to take that game by the throat.
Yeah, I think he was just a little bit had a little bit higher energy than slotting that pass to a teammate. He was getting a little bit frustrated. But we were saying, Coach Lowry, the players say, I think it was Chapa maybe who was talking about it, that, what team doesn't want to play with the ball, keep the ball, win the ball back, keep the ball, attack with the ball at your feet. Like, that is how every team would love to be able to play, and the Locomotive has found a way to be able to not only do that well, be entertaining, and get better at it every season and throughout each of those seasons.
Another caution issued, this one to Rani Argueta. They waited to play advantage. Jeremy Shear wanted to see how that one was going, but bump and run, it looked like a gridiron football. A defensive back going up against a wide receiver against Aaron Gomez, who was giving as good as he got. But look at this, Argueta. Physical challenge, that's where the foul occurred. That's where the Locomotive free kick will come from. But a third caution issued. This one in the 28th minute to Rani Argueta.
Gomez saw that was coming and made sure that he was kind of protecting himself, but
snatched out of the air by
Argueta
Melvin
may have
again.
gotten harder side of that, getting the yellow for it.
Melvin an easy grab that time on the restart. Long and ahead. Toure takes down King and draws the foul. Pleads with the referee, Jeremy Shear. But again, it goes back to that. We've pointed this out before for Locomotive FC. 390 fouls won, as opposed to 322 given coming into the match tonight. That experience, knowing how to draw a foul,
right,
as well as when to give one, serves this team so well, and that's out for a Springs, Colorado Springs throw.
And the Locomotive has usually been pretty good at not earning a foul because of an emotional reaction. And that is something that you really want in players. You want it to be because it's a tactical reason, not an emotional reactionary reason. And I can't say that they haven't had any of those, you know.
It is an emotional game.
But you have to keep a level head so that you don't give up an opportunity to an opponent in a dangerous position for no quote unquote no reason, you know, except you're upset that you lost the ball or they said something to you, or you know, hard tackle.
Here's Switchbacks FC up to Haji Berry, could not control, and King will weave his way out of trouble. Earns the applause of Eighth Notch. Good dummy pass by Ross. Here's Chapa. Borelli. Chapa Herrera.
And looks like Switchbacks are definitely aware that Borelli likes to get forward on the wing, and they've kind of been just trying to let him get that knock inside, but not get the give and go and break free.
Beckford back to, or Lewis. That's Haji Berry. Back to Lewis, and a nice cross looking on that far side for Beckford. And the flag was up anyway. So offside is the call. Goal kick coming up. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select, the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit SelectSportAmerica.com. Logan Ketterer, that match versus Tulsa, making an absolutely critical save. Should be pointed out, with Haji Berry's 25th tonight, not a lot Logan Ketterer could have done about that. Haji Berry had time to pick his spot, and that man's not going to miss. Native of Guinea, came to the United States in 2006. Calls Rochester, New York his home.
Nice takeaway by Aguinaga.
The Spaniard on that wing. Borelli knocks it. It's controlled by Argueta. Lewis bounces up a bit, but well settled by Echeverria. There's Beckford ready to go to work, but with him stride for stride is Zacarias. Make a defender of him yet.
He knows what the attackers are trying to do, and he's got you know, some good quick feet.
Service in from Edwards. That's off of Chapa and out for a Switchbacks throw. Fans liking the play of the native El Pasoan. The answer to the question for anybody who grew up in El Paso is Bel Air for Chapa Herrera. Where'd you go to high school? Never thought he'd be a professional soccer player. Working for his brother's roofing company at the time, but showed up in an open tryout just before Locomotive's first season and never left. Mark Lowry proud to give that man the contract, and he's going to earn the caution here in the 33rd minute. So Jeremy Shear not afraid to flash the yellow tonight. How will that stack up as this game proceeds? Chapa with the hold, and a free kick coming. Sebastian Anderson on loan from Rapids Coming up through the Rapids Academy, he'll leave off now for Tristan Hodge. Had a handful of games for the Saca Warriors of his native Trinidad and Tobago.
Little chat in the center of the top of the box.
Jeremy Shear having to do a little bit of work tonight. And here is Hodge. Headed out. Aron. Sprung by Ross. It'll bounce to Aguinaga. Ross to Borelli. Locomotive trying to work its way out of trouble. Slow moving pass, but Maka King has it. It keeps it away from the feet of Yaya Toure. Now though, it is Beckford. Beckford rolls one and in. Deshane Beckford. Turnover forced by Switchbacks FC, and in the 35th minute, 2-1 to the visitors.
And Switchbacks kept the pressure on, and Locomotive just makes a pass that's just not, can't keep it.
Beckford rolls one. Logan Ketterer. That's perfectly placed in the near corner. Deshane Beckford earns Switchbacks' second goal.
And he takes the ball, gets more central, and then he can have his choice of right or left corner and does slot it right nicely.
Fifth goal on the season for the native of Montego Bay, Jamaica. Interesting for Beckford, much like Aron Gomez, it is his third consecutive season on loan. On loan from the Montego Bay Warriors of the Red Stripe Premier League. Back comes Aron. Speaking of, that's knotted up by Switchbacks, and they'll roll it out. Looks like it will go out for a Locomotive throw. And Maka King gets ready to come on to do the honors.
Another long throw by Maka King. They can draw the keeper like they did earlier, but get a flick on, then the whole back post would be open for a Locomotive player to put it in.
Right at the corner flag. For the UK native. Long throw in looking for Carrijo. They want him there at that near post. There's one down by Diego. Diego cannot make the pass back out to the wing.
And Diego hasn't had the ball that much, especially up in the attacking third. I was just thinking right before Colorado Springs got their goal that the Locomotive just have not found him to help him create chances or allow him to create his own dangerous chances. And he can be so dangerous, so I really would like the Locomotive to try to find him.
That might have a little bit to do with Switchbacks FC as well. It was letting El Paso work up the wings a little bit, but centrally, there has really not been much at all for Locomotive. And a foul on the Switchbacks. Aguinaga taken down. Will allow the restart.
The Locomotive has to keep the energy, just like they brought it and then kind of had the run of play and finished it off. They cannot get down.
That'll bounce out to Aguinaga. Zacarias is the man down for Locomotive. Diego. Hard off of his foot. Switchbacks does well to clear it out. Good work by Hodge. Trying to find Beckford up that wing. Looks like Toure. Out it'll bounce for Edwards. And to Anderson. Argueta. And swung out by Hodge. You get the impression watching Switchbacks that they are all about the hurly-burly. Another shove. Hodge. Good work by Aguinaga to draw the foul. but all about that hurly-burly life. They've, fast-paced, certainly not on target sometimes with their passes. You see them go out for throws, but they don't mind. Certainly they lead it 2-1. Just ready to go at it and force turnovers.
Absolutely.
Very physical team, and it's shown tonight. Certainly a lot more fouls than Locomotive, but here they get it centrally to Diego, and 2 white shirts immediately around him.
But Locomotive at home, especially has been finding ways to win, finding ways to get goals, even if it's the last minute of stoppage time where Crodillo scored against New Mexico. So, we're only 40 minutes in at a minimum 90-minute match to be played.
Here is Ross. Sees the space open behind him. Swings that over Aron. The Jackie Chan kick to keep things under control. Didn't quite get there. And it'll be out for a goal kick. With sights set on home pitch advantage, El Paso Locomotive FC taking on the OKC Energy, looking to remain in the playoff hunt. It is El Paso and OKC that is going to happen on the 24th. It's the final home match. Hope you get your tickets. Going to be at 6 p.m. That's a Sunday night. Last weekend match of the season is the last match of the season for the regular season, and it's going to be on ESPN Deportes. We certainly hope to see you here, though, at Southwest University Park. And there goes another one. Sailed out for a Locomotive throw. But you get the impression for Brendan Burke, he's willing to concede those every once in a while because he knows his team is athletic.
Right.
They're long, they can stretch, they're fast, they can make things happen.
They're going to go for scoring more goals rather than just, trying to have a tight defense. But they actually, they've only given up, not counting tonight, they'd only given up 4 games in the last 7 games. 4 goals, in the last 7 games.
Until Locomotive scored the first
until
one tonight.
Until tonight.
And well done. So yes, better defense.
So pair the attack with the defense, and it can make some teams dangerous.
58 goals for, and they lead it here in El Paso, 2-1. That is second only to Phoenix in the Western Conference. When you're up there with Rising FC, when you're talking offense and attack,
right?
That's some lofty company. Well done, Chapa. Drawing the foul. Sporting of Yaya Toure. Kind of got a hold of Chapa's wrist. Diego. And that will be a foul on Diego Luna as he takes down Ronnie Argueta. Young man, a little frustrated this evening, the 18-year-old. And you see why as we enter the 43rd minute tonight. Switchbacks FC. Opportunistic work by Deshane Beckford, the difference this evening. After Haji Berry opened the scoring for Switchbacks in just the 5th minute of play. The equalizer by Zacarias in the 35th. Or rather the 21st. And then was Beckford in the 35th. Long ball out of the back, the bounce, foul on Switchbacks. Always dangerous with the waiting feet of Haji Berry nearby. But Berry adjudged it to have fouled to get his way loose. And Locomotive will start it out of the back. Nice little bounce. Diego trying to control. Good pressure, though, by Echeverria. Echeverria out along that right wing. Beckford going to work. Beckford from the byline. Shot deflected and over the bar. Berry wants a handball, as does Lewis on Borelli. And they will not find a willing audience in Jeremy Shear. And Ed Borelli with the deflection on the initial shot. The second one over the bar. Andre Lewis. What great work by Beckford. They want the handball, and if that's what they're looking at, no, that's squarely off the thigh of Eder Borelli.
But attacking...
Bounces Aron, trying one on the first time, did not get there. And well done in the back by Michael Edwards.
Yeah, down here, those switchbacks that's dangerous when they get on the flank. Keep it alive, drive the end line, drop it back. That is difficult balls to defend, and that's creating some dangerous opportunities. Locomotive has got to sort that out.
Deshane Beckford has been a handful tonight. Very much filling in to me for Mitchie Galina's role. Mitchie on loan to LAFC these days in Major League Soccer. That's headed on, flick on, and a slow-moving effort by Jose Aguinaga on frame, but an easy one for Melvin.
Right, and Locomotive finally connects on that near, that kind of, it's a little far away from the near post, but that near run to get a flick on, but just can't get that second ball to be anything that really was any danger.
Was up pretty high, so Aguinaga had to head it. Just wasn't able to put any steam behind it. Out of the back. We will have 1 minute of eco-living stoppage time. Here from El Paso, Texas. Switchbacks FC gave up their 1-0 lead, but then getting the lead back. And another foul. This on Andre Lewis. As Zacarias doing some solid work on that wing tonight, really.
He has done definitely a nice job out there at the right fullback.
King, the long cross, trying to switch it. It'll get to Borelli, and now to Aron, tries to center one, and it's deflected out for a throw. Well done again by Michael Edwards. They've called on him more than once to deal with Locomotive service from the wings. Another long throw, though, from Aka King. Man has an assist as of last weekend, so why not? Englishman coming over from Indy 11 last year. That's hooked out. It will be a Chick-fil-A corner. We've played the minute, but perhaps this last effort for Locomotive FC. And it's Nick Ross coming in to the middle. That's knotted off the bar. They got it to Aguinaga, last kick of the half, and Aguinaga, it bounced around, rattled off the cage, and that's it for half number one. So Locomotive, much as they did last Wednesday, a week ago, with work to do for the second half. It is 2-1 to the visitors. Locomotive FC 1, Switchbacks FC 2. Back with our GECU halftime show when we return.
We can do it now. The best way to reduce the risk of a COVID-19 resurgence is to get fully vaccinated. Learn more at reducetherisk915.org and be on the lookout for pop-up vaccination sites in neighborhoods across El Paso County. Let's bring back the things we love, and let's put the pandemic in the past by getting vaccinated. Brought to you by the Paso del Norte Health Foundation and El Paso County.
Locomotive FC has gone Adidas. Brand new official Locomotive gear in the 3 stripes is available, including the 2021 jerseys and new styles from men, women, and children. With unique colors and styles, there's something for everyone. Shop online at locomotiveteamshop.com or visit our team shop located at the stadium.
Why is he so jazzed up?
Well, the Locomotive is having a winning season, and so are we at Casa Ford.
We're 20-time winners of the Ford President's Award, and it's all thanks to our championship service and savings.
Get 0% financing on a new 2021 Ford F-150, and we're passing you more trade-in value than ever before. Trade in and get more.
Score a great deal at El Paso's #1 Ford dealer.
Casa Ford, home of the nice guys, an official partner of Locomotive Soccer.
Yeah!
Welcome to the GECU Halftime Show. Manage your accounts 24/7 with GECU Online Banking, the GECU mobile app, and GECU ATMs. Learn more at gecu.com.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park, and thank you for joining us on the GECU Halftime Show. I'm Heidi Mocha. At halftime, your score is El Paso 1, Colorado Springs 2. El Paso Locomotive FC has been nothing short of remarkable since they joined the USL in 2019. It's easy to overlook how great this team has been with back-to-back Western Conference Finals trips and now clinching another playoff berth. Here's what the team thinks about the success and their expectations for 2021.
Making the playoffs has been an expectation here from the first year, and obviously we've managed to establish ourselves as one of the top clubs in the USL. So making the playoffs was a given. Winning the group was also an expectation, though. It's certainly still part of the plan, still the goal. We still need to go achieve that, but it was the goal and the mission from the very first game this year. The late goals. It's just a testament to the guys and testament to the club and everything we do here, from the president, front office, the owners, all the way down to the coaching staff, the players. It's just, we have that goal in mind, and we're going to do whatever it takes, whenever it takes to achieve that. Football is a weird sport where any style can work if you believe in it enough, and I think that's why it's successful here, is because Mark believes in it. He's gotten other coaches like myself around him. He's got players, recruitment of the players that believe in it enough, and it's successful because we believe in it.
You see other teams playing different styles, and I think everyone wants to play the style we play. We play with the ball, we put teams under pressure, no one likes playing against us, and as a footballer you want to have the ball at your feet instead of chasing it all game.
I never thought there was going to be a team here, and once they announced it and it started, I mean, it just hasn't stopped, and we've had success for 3 years now, and it's unbelievable how quick this team is one of the best in the league. It's important to keep it this way.
It's just a belief in the group that we know that we're a good team, and then we know that the goal and what we want to achieve, and we're just willing to do whatever it takes to achieve that.
Locomotive is looking for home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and 3 points tonight will go a long way to making that happen. A win or a draw tonight would mean the first round of the playoffs comes through El Paso. Locomotive FC 1, Switchbacks FC 2. We'll be back.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
Hey, y'all. Can we change up the chores?
Sorry. It's up to the wheel, man.
Oh, yeah?
Hey! Change the channel back!
Sorry, it's up to the wheel!
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Around it comes Fox. Solik got the back heel in. What a goal!
Luna is shot into the back goal. Kiramoto has won it for OKC Energy FC. from the substituting.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
Back to downtown El Paso, our score and half. Locomotive FC 1, Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC 2. Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha. We check scores from the weekend relevant to El Paso. Saturday, October the 7th, it was New Mexico United and Rio Grande Valley FC. Tied at a goal apiece. That's the one that really vaulted Locomotive into the playoff berth. And, of course, they won later that night versus Tulsa. Phoenix Rising, 1-0 win over Oakland Roots. And Sunday, San Antonio FC over Memphis 901 FC, 4-2 the final score. That's what vaulted San Antonio over Switchbacks FC into second place in the Mountain Division. And Austin Bold tying with OKC Energy at a goal apiece. As we take a look at the Mountain Division standings coming into tonight, Locomotive with that big X right next to the name. That means they have sewn up a playoff berth, looking for the Mountain Division crown as well. 55 points for Locomotive. San Antonio FC, by virtue of that win, as we told you, 47 points, leapfrogging Switchbacks FC, which finds itself in third with 45, and Austin Bold FC in the fourth and final playoff berth with 40 points as they break their tie versus New Mexico United. As we check out storylines from the United Soccer Leagues, Locomotive FC is on ESPN's final regular season home match. It's going to be on national television on ESPN Deportes. That is October the 24th, a 6 p.m. start versus Oklahoma City Energy. Locomotive taking on OKC. Watch it on ESPN Deportes if you can't make it out to the stadium, but get those tickets while you can. Tickets and playoff strips for all home matches already available for season ticket members and for everyone that signed up on the interest form, or if you're planning on bringing a group out. Early access for single match tickets for those on the interest form starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow. The general public can get them beginning at noon. And news from the USL Super League. They've named a president. Amanda Vandervoort will lead all aspects of the USL's youth to pro women's soccer pathway. Overall, more than 20 years of experience across all levels of women's and men's soccer, too. Super League will begin in 2023. Read more at uslsoccer.com/USL Super League. The score in this one at the half, Locomotive FC 1, Switchbacks FC 2. Stats and highlights on the other side when we come back.
Nitro Circus is back for 2021 with the action-packed You Got This tour coming to El Paso Saturday, October 23rd. Top athletes in FMX, skate, BMX, scooter, and more. Are you ready to get this party started? Throwing down huge world's firsts off the biggest ramps in action sports with more crazy contraptions, more insane stunts, more high adrenaline fun than ever before. El Paso, get ready to put your hands in the air. We're coming to Southwest University Park this October 23rd. Get your tickets now at nitrocircus.com.
Wow, you guys are great. Whoa, Tony, that's amazing. I know, can you believe how great these prices are?
Score a new Nissan with game-winning savings at Casa Nissan.
Get a 2021 Nissan Titan with 0.9% APR for 60 months.
Get a championship deal on your new ride at Casa Nissan.
Home of the nice guys and proud supporter of Locomotive Soccer.
Yeah!
Locomotive FC has gone Adidas. Brand new official Locomotive gear in the 3 stripes is available, including the 2021 jerseys and new styles for men, women, and children. With unique colors and styles, there's something for everyone. Shop online at locomotiveteamshop.com or visit our team shop located at the stadium.
Welcome back to Downtown Hotel, the renovated Plaza Hotel, Conrad Hilton's original high-rise structure in downtown El Paso. A beautiful evening for soccer. Locomotive FC trying to make it a little more beautiful at the end of this next 45. 1 for Locomotive, Switchbacks FC 2. Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha as we take a look at our first half stats on the GECU halftime show. The one that matters up at the top. Locomotive with 7 more shots. They got their foot into this one, but just that last little stutter and Deshane Beckford ready to make them pay. Shots on target. They lead Switchbacks FC there as well. 77% passing accuracy. Switchbacks a little better job with the ball so far tonight. and the vast majority of possession this evening, interestingly.
Yeah, interesting. And that's how the game kind of started off on that note. And the Locomotive's been playing a little bit of catch-up there. But really what the Locomotive need to do is clean it up in the defensive third. Clean it up, right? And also where you're moving into that midfield third. That's where they've gotten, they stole that goal, I guess, from the Locomotive. I mean, it was a well-played goal, but Locomotive's creating some shots. They need to keep the energy up and work to now again even it back up. But it's the Fortress here, right? And the Locomotive like to play here. They find ways to win. So we'll see if they bring any sort of any substitutions in as well. And then before we head to break, let's recognize tonight's Hospitals of Providence employee highlight. Tonight we want to recognize every healthcare hero. We appreciated your selfless work and continued commitment to care for our community. A big thank you to all of our healthcare workers. That wraps it up for the GECU halftime show. Second half on the other side of the break. El Paso 1, Colorado Springs 2.
Thank you for watching the GECU halftime show. Manage your accounts 24/7 with GECU online banking, the GECU mobile app, and GECU ATMs. Learn more at gecu.com.
Locomotive FC has gone Adidas. Brand new official Locomotive gear in the 3 stripes is available, including the 2021 jerseys and new styles from men, women, and children. With unique colors and styles, there's something for everyone. Shop online at locomotiveteamshop.com or visit our team shop located at the stadium.
Some comebacks are welcome. Others, we can do without. The best way to reduce the risk of a COVID-19 resurgence is to get fully vaccinated. Learn more at reducetherisk915.org and be on the lookout for pop-up vaccination sites in neighborhoods across El Paso County. Let's bring back the things we love, and let's put the pandemic in the past by getting vaccinated. Brought to you by the Paso del Norte Health Foundation and El Paso County.
Locomotive FC offers a wide variety of exclusive experiences, including private party spaces, individual suites, and hospitality areas. Give us a call at 915-235-GOAL for more information and to book your next event.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park as we get ready for the second half of play. Let's take a quick look at the first half highlights. It was Colorado Springs early and late. Haji Berry, excellent assist here by Anderson. Rolls on the deflection. Berry, time to set up. And with that much time and opportunity, Haji Berry not going to miss his league record tying 25th goal of the season. Maka King of the long throw in. Carrijo trying to flick it on for Zacarias. Easily handled by Melvin. But this Ross service, Zacarias with his first goal in a Locomotive uniform to even things at 1. That happened in the 21st minute of play. But here is Chaparrera, good deflection, and Beckford ready to go to work. It is Deshane Beckford. The D. Beckford show results in the goal in the 35th minute, and that's the way the first half ended. Cole Turner making the substitution for Locomotive FC on for Matt Boehner to start this second 45. And interestingly, Turner on loan from Philadelphia Union. Most of the Switchbacks FC coaching, as a matter of fact, all of them, coming from the Philadelphia Union. Of course, Brendan Burke, not only the head of Union 2, but the head of recruiting. Stephen Hogan, the assistant, along with James Chambers, all a part of the Philadelphia Union Academy. And certainly under Jim Curtin, Union doing great things in Major League Soccer. You have to think Cole Turner very familiar with the Switchbacks FC coaching staff.
I'm sure. He signed his academy contract with the Union in 2015, but we're not certain how much or little their paths may have crossed in the system with the coaching staff for the Switchbacks. But kind of an interesting, connection there.
Certainly. And it'll be Ross earning the foul. Beckford over his back. So Locomotive trying to get on the front foot. Obviously stronger in the second half this season, much of the time than they have been in the first. And they'll need to be if they want to continue to keep the Fortress a fortress. Zacarias, service, Plucked out of the air by Melvin.
And now for this second half, we have the Locomotive's 12th man behind the goal tonight with eighth notch.
Eighth notch in section 105, flags waving. Love to have something to cheer on a crisp El Paso evening. That'll bounce for Andre Lewis, but again, a little profligate in terms of service out to the wings. They don't mind giving away the throws, do they?
They do not.
Lots of speed for Brendan Burke's Switchbacks FC.
Right. And that is, you don't mind trying to find that space when you have that speed, because the one time you get it in.
Zacarias didn't miss by much, but he did miss. And we've seen that tonight.
His goal in the first half, though, he's getting, having that,
well, you don't
that
mind him
look
getting
and
a
that
little
confidence.
Greedy. Correct. Allows us an opportunity to tell you about SiriusXM FC. If you can't watch the match, turn on SiriusXM FC, channel 157. It's North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio. Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, USL All Access with Mike Watson, Devin Kerr, every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Mountain. You can also hear live action from the championship, Major League Soccer, the Premier League, and more, all on SiriusXM FC, channel 157 in the SiriusXM app. Kept you company more than once on your trips from Las Cruces, correct?
Yes, yes. And to drive into my kids' sporting events and tournaments.
All over the state of New Mexico.
Lubbock, Albuquerque.
And Texas, correct. Chapa does well to gain possession back for Locomotive FC. Trying to find a way forward, but as you correctly pointed out, Heidi, you'd love to see Diego Luna more involved in the offense. Diego just not having a lot of the ball.
No, and and without, say, like Marison or some of them, he's having to try to get the ball deeper than he ideally likes to. He likes to have a little bit more freedom, but he's having to be more, I hate to say, responsible instead of getting to be, go for the fun part of just creating and going, taking more risks. He has to be a little less risky with the lineup tonight.
Zacarias doing well to keep possession away from the dangerous feet of Deshane Beckford. He knew what was happening if he let Beckford loose. Will bounce around again. Switchbacks puts it into touch for Locomotive, but back for the visitors with Carrijo fronting Sean Melvin. Canadian keeper.
Just enough pressure to get him to kick it out.
Returning for his second season is Melvin. Championship choice, Fans' Choice Save of the Week in Week 3 of last year. He's been solid, 3 clean sheets to his name. This will bounce all the way to Ketterer. Certainly Locomotive's defense. No clean sheet tonight, but they have 11 this season. Logan Ketterer with 7.
Yeah, that distribution he just had from the top of the box was awesome. Like, I mean, he played it almost to half field, and Locomotive was able to keep possession right there and knock it around. Unfortunately, turnover now, but
it's there.
Yeah, that is a nice play by him.
Speed ball, Ketterer way off his line, but he knew with Yaya Toure bearing down that he had to. Touch for Switchbacks, but Logan Ketterer, his own last line of defense there. And here's Turner's first touch of the match. Turner up over the top to Aron. Aron working down that left wing. The takedown and the foul drawn. And Aron wanting the yellow card, if not more, he'll get it against Michael Edwards. Edwards drawing Switchback's 4th caution of the match.
Turner plays a nice ball to Gomez, and he knows what to do with it. Push the play, get it going forward, force the defender to make a decision. Try to win the ball, or he went for the man because he knew he wasn't going to get the ball.
We're hearing word that Chapa Herrera will be making way for Dylan Maris. Certainly you're giving up a little bit of toothiness in that defense for some extra creativity and attack.
Yeah.
As Locomotive looks to make up ground. With a big opportunity here. Here's Ross. Ross swings one, and that's bounced out. It'll be a Chick-fil-A corner. How to get on it.
I like that thought. A driven ball into the box. Anything can happen. Any touch can be dangerous.
It's like a pinball in a bunch of bumpers.
When I play my vintage, I like to do that. Drive the ball. Vintage soccer.
Look at you.
League.
That's headed. Trying to get out of the trouble. Locomotive, the reverse header. Carrijo, it'll bounce. Carrijo can't get there in time. Also taken down Zacarias. King wants a handball. They won't get it. It'll roll out for a Locomotive throw. It's actually Aguinaga, who did get contact with the ball, but never really anything square on. And King will leave off for Zacarias for this throw from the right side. Zacarias headed down. Carrijo, well won. Ross trying to get there. Zacarias working to get wide. Lewis, well done. The foul is going to be called on Zacarias. But I'd love to get your thoughts, partner, on bringing off Chapa, who's, I think, done a fine job tonight defensively for the creativity of Dylan Maris.
I'm questioning this call right now. I think he got fouled getting pushed off the ball, and then the man was playing the ball on the ground, but the referee saw it otherwise.
Interesting.
I think Zacarias. But taking off Chapa, he's been tenacious. He's had a great shift here. He's been an important part of the game so far. But to be able to get Maris in, to maybe hopefully control the ball, like he's like has Velcro on his feet, and if he can get that ball up to Diego in more dangerous positions, or Carrijo or Gomez, they're just trying to make it a little bit easier to create a chance further upfield. That's where I see them trying to do that.
Diego, we've seen him on the left wing, comes over right wing here just to try and find the ball a bit.
Right.
Well done by Ross. Ross with room to roam is going to put it into space. Aron, not the legs to get there ahead of Michael Edwards. That's knocked over the top. Ketterer again. Allows it to bounce to him with Yaya Toure. In close pursuit. Headed into the 55th minute. Locomotive still looking for the equalizer. Diego on. That's bounced out by Herrera. The man from Victoria, BC. Sean Melvin. Canadian Thanksgiving was last weekend. So happy Thanksgiving to all of our Canadian friends. And here is the sub. 55th minute. Chapa Herrera will make way for Dylan Maris. And I only know that because hockey's starting this weekend.
Okay, that's why you're so
I work with
well versed on the Canadian side.
Indeed. Dylan Maris, the man from Zionsville, Indiana, has certainly been integral for this Locomotive team in the absence, especially of somebody like Sebastian Velasquez. That last home match versus San Antonio, dynamic coming forward for Locomotive FC.
Absolutely. And Locomotive came back from a deficit in that match, and I think it was him and Gomez, wasn't it, that came in that they just completely changed the game when those two came in together. So maybe they'll also have a little bit of that play together when Maris steps in, besides the possibility of creating something more with Diego.
Certainly. I mean, you want him to link up with Diego, and having just that much more glue in the middle of the pitch is, I'm sure, part of what Mark Lowry's looking for. Haji Berry having to come off. Our Texas Tech nod to the dock. Trainer Andrew Peters for Switchbacks FC. Mark Lowry looking for answers. And definitely juicing up the attack with the addition of Dylan Maris. Luna put this one back into the mixer. Ross. Diego opportunistic, waiting to see if that ball would bounce his way. Knowing he was offside, Yaya Toure doesn't touch it. But a dangerous bounce nonetheless. Out from the back, Turner. Aginaga. The back heel flick, Diego gets the abuse. The foul is going to be called on Hodge and a caution coming. 5th of the match for Switchbacks FC. Hodge will need to be tended to. Another Texas Tech nod to the dock on the way, but Diego adjudged to have been fouled by referee Jeremy Shear. Take a look again for yourself. Cheeky.
That is a heads up little, just, touch,
Well,
but
Hodge clutching his head, but clearly knew that he knew the caution was coming. An absolute foul as Diego taken out of the play.
yeah, and
After the
I think
back
he
heel.
got the shoulder into his, into his torso.
Well, Diego Luna, the 18-year-old, he's first up, and on is Andrew Peters to take a look at Tristan Hodge.
But that is the little types of things that Diego does that just set him apart from some other players.
Into the elbow. Well. And Hodge still having to be tended to.
Trying to get around or over and just can't do either.
Hodge is still down, gets a word from the teenager. But Diego's done his job. He's earned the foul for Locomotive. And again, as we take one more look here.
He's trying to slip by and gets caught on the much taller
right.
player.
Well, Hodge definitely was squaring up for the foul, but yeah.
Right.
Diego had that
I think
elbow
there
up.
was. But sometimes knocks to the noggin or jolting.
Certainly up around the John Temple area. Diego's trying to get by here. But Hodge is going to have to be substituted. Andrew Peters calling for the sub. And the Trinidad and Tobago native will have to come off here in the 60th minute. We will probably have some eco-living stoppage time added on here. It's Hodge off on the near side. And we'll see who comes in a replacement. Switchbacks will deal with the restart. Looks like a man down. It'll be Jimmy Ockford, who normally is the team captain for the Switchbacks FC team. So it will be Jimmy Ockford on for Tristan Hodge. As of now, they will get him on before the restart. 60th minute substitution. And it was Hodge with the yellow card for the takedown. So the caution for his troubles. And the 5th caution issued to Switchbacks FC tonight. Here is Ross on the restart. Lofton, far post, and in! Maka King! Second effort, second goal from Maka in a week span here in El Paso. His 4th of the season will level at 2.
Maka really stepping up. We've talked about, even with those players that are out and injured, some of the veterans, there's still other players out on the field that have experience, that have minutes behind them, that are veterans to themselves, and he is proving it. Ross, great service in. Oh, almost a no look.
Piece of work as he fell to the turf. King gets a leg up. Michael Edwards didn't know anything about it. What a piece of effort by the Englishman.
King is always trying to defend on those pieces, so he's got experience defending them. Instead now he's breaking them down and finding a way to get it in the back of the net.
As he fell to his keister.
Our captain for tonight for Locomotive.
captain delivering.
But that was Diego earns that, that foul and restart in a dangerous area, and then Ross again with that service just can't ask for a better service than that.
Nick Ross, second assist. The Hospitals of Providence goal scored by Maka King. Let's take another look on that Hospitals of Providence replay here on the goal. Maka King gets the leg up on Edwards.
And I think it was Zacharias who came charging in, made a run centrally, locking another defender in on that ball, and kind of still went for the ball and kind of screened it. And the defender, so isolating Maka, just have one man on the end of that he had to beat.
Maka King, 26 years old, fourth goal to go along with his 3 assists. He's had himself a good week from Wednesday to Saturday to Wednesday. Well done. Great work by Aron on the wing. Or actually Borelli, my apologies. Here's Zacarias, service back in. The header knocked out by Argueta. For Borelli. Diego trying to show a flash. But speaking of flash, Haji Berry first to the ball. Lewis. Too many blue shirts around. The Locomotive has certainly found some teeth here in this second half. Played into space. But with Dylan Maris in the lineup now, certainly things are amped up offensively for Locomotive FC, and as Chaparreras brought that defensive energy, certainly the offensive energy is kind of the order of the day, though, for this Locomotive squad.
Absolutely, and Maris hasn't really seen the ball too much, but remember I said with him in there, it kind of fills a role that Diego can look to take a little bit more risk, take a little bit more chance to go forward, and Locomotive with the energy they decided to push the pace of the game. They were pushing and pushing and pushing, and that say the best attack is you want to go at pace and create chances and don't take your foot off the gas right now. See if they can get one up instead of hanging with a draw or the physical play and the speed of the switchbacks. They're going to be trying to sneak another one.
Ketterer as it's played back from King. It seems like they found a bit of an answer, at least for Deshane Beckford, off of that left wing. You saw Zacarias and Aguinaga combining. It's been King before too, but they know that that's where that attack has been coming from. And here is Diego. Diego taking on space. Goal kick, play on. Locomotive wants a foul in the box and a penalty. They will instead get a yellow card for Eder Borelli for infringement, persistent infringement, on the referee. Dissent would be the word. 65th minute caution.
And Diego has 3 men on him, and it does look like you might get clipped there, but goal kick for switchbacks. This is where Locomotive, they have that energy, but they need to keep their heads level, not get poached into an emotional, bad decision.
Here's King trying to keep it away from Toure.
You want to have your teammate and your team's back, but you got to be smart too.
Toure with it. Toure makes a move. Lewis. Argueta was pinched in. Service from the right side. Rolls off the crossbar. Beckford back to the far post. Too tall. Waiting for it was Anderson, and Locomotive now on the break. Aron. Aron double team, keeps a hold of the ball. How in the world? Tries to cut back. Well, he certainly took up a lot of space, didn't have a lot of help, and that will be a foul. Aaron Gomez, after all of that running,
I know.
what an effort.
But when you got 2 on you, one of the Locomotive players is open, and they've got to find a way to give him an outlet.
Who is it out off of? It is off of Cole Turner. It'll be a Switchbacks corner kick. He and Anderson doing battle down there. A couple of youngsters. Cole Turner just 20 years of age against Anderson, the 19-year-old. A couple of MLS Academy products there, and it'll be Anderson with the service on the Chick-fil-A corner. Low to the near post and headed out by Aro.
Locomotive have to keep doing that. Challenge for or win, every time there is a ball served in.
Certainly the length, the height, the agility, the speed of Switchbacks FC. Always a danger. Carrijo. Good work by Mahoney. Ross in a tangle for it. It'll bounce El Paso's way, at least initially. And here's a foul. Aguinaga with the contact on Echeverria. And Brendan Burke. Words for the 4th official. Who gets an earful from the Switchbacks FC headman. Often. Entering the 69th minute. Certainly a little far off the byline for Sebastian Anderson, but with all those athletic bodies in the box, plenty to serve it to.
The same tenacity that Locomotive went for the ball in the attacking box, they need to defend with.
Anderson, far post, headed back by Carrijo to Ross. And the Scotsman will turn it up the pitch. Trying to cross it to Diego. Appreciates the effort, but Arqueta there to cut it out.
And it was on. It was Diego was ready for that. Just the service was just well read by the Switchbacks.
Beckford handled again by the right side of that Locomotive defense. Maka King puts it into touch. Too far ahead. Lewis looking for Beckford, and it'll be a goal kick. USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together the top local youth talent and helping players transition to the USL senior teams. For more information, visit usl-academy.com. Certainly Locomotive with all of the injuries. 3 Academy players on the roster for tonight in the 18. Brooklyn Reigns, of course, on an Academy contract from Diego's home academy, Barca residency. Here's Diego, speaking of, just can't get there in time, and it'll be a goal kick. As you see, not only Brooklyn Reigns, but Jimmy Villagomez and Joel Maldonado. Brooklyn Reigns there on that near side, right of your picture. Some fresh faces down there with Ben Bury. But you got to be ready. They're on the bench tonight. Bright lights of the championship. Here is Luna, the 18-year-old who has done everything well under those bright lights this season. Well done by Turner. Trying to earn a throw. It'll bounce Switchback's way, though. And in top of the box, that is going to be play on.
And so far, Colorado Springs this half has had, no shots, which means no shots on target either. But that was a tight play there.
Yaya Toure in a tangle at the edge of the 18.
I guess I'll trade the Diego no call for that no call.
Sure.
Okay, we're even.
You might be breathing a bit of a sigh of relief.
Yes.
As we enter the 72nd minute, it's tied at 2. Do either of these teams have another goal in them tonight? Locomotive trying to keep the fortress exactly that. collision of the heads. Out on that far side, Borelli. Texas Tech nod to the doc. Ricardo Ruiz on to take a look at the former FC Juarez Bravos team captain. Switchbacks FC doing the same. And a substitution coming for Locomotive FC. It will be Lucho Solignac in for Jose Aguinaga in just a bit. Borelli's been in some battles. Former team captain for the Bravos side as they made their way into Liga MX. The injured player Sebastian Anderson for Switchbacks. But both are up. Both will have to come off the pitch. So 10 on 10 for a couple of minutes. Certainly have to think lots of equal living stoppage time as Mark Lowry with a word for Richie Ryan there on the touchline. Ryan, along with Yuma, in as assistants on the Locomotive bench. Here's Lewis. Draws a host of blue jerseys and will roll it into touch for El Paso. No, that stays in. Ketterer will have it easily though. Looked like it was out on that far wing to no avail. Locomotive, which has it back anyway through Ketterer. Here is Lewis, the Jamaican native. Borelli does well to get a chip against Anderson. They're still going for it, and Anderson will be whistled for the foul.
Yeah, and Colorado Springs is not afraid to do that 1v1 matchups, and they take advantage of that in, really not as much in the defensive third, but they take a lot more chances than a lot of teams in the midfield and the attacking third with their physical play and their speed. And they have a lot of, sometimes turnovers, but when they have success, they create some dangerous chances.
And here is Lucho Solignac on for Jose Aguinaga in the 74th minute. The Argentine for the Spaniard. Carrijo. Still going. Usually you think those two are the ones that swap out, but they weren't last Wednesday. Carrijo went the full 90.
Exactly.
What a dangerous pairing, the Brazilian and the Argentine, as Carrijo will see this one through. Almost for Aron. If you look at the fouls conceded, Switchbacks FC 21 fouls committed to 9 for Locomotive. And the 5 cautions, well, 4 officially, 4 by the official stats to show for it. Oh, the outstanding effort by Carrijo. The overhead kick doesn't go the way he wanted it to. Here's Borelli dispossessed. Trying to win it back, and it's going to be a foul on Eder Borelli. Slid in a little too hard on Toure. But athletic by the Brazilian. Wouldn't that have been something?
That would have been.
Take that, Maka.
Spectacular.
Who has this pretty spectacular goal for Locomotive to not
Already.
the proceedings here in the second half. It's offside on Switchbacks.
I think they called it out. I think he...
Nope, you're right. It's well done by Lucho. Just to get a chest to it. Carrijo taken down and a foul earned. Argueta.
And for as physical as the play has been, Locomotive is definitely, handling all of the contact and the pressure well and drawing the fouls to draw the opportunities. And like I said already, keeping that level head just enough, defend your teammate, defend yourself, but not so much to give up something disadvantageous.
Daniel Guetta, 30 years old, out of Fountain Valley, California. Gives the restart to Dylan Maris. Sweeping to the far post. That's headed up and out, and it'll be a Locomotive throw. Good work by Matt Mahoney. Zacarias, first goal for him as a Locomotive player. It's off of Carrijo. Zacarias has shown some real poise tonight, I think. That'll bounce fortuitously. Diego looking for an opening. That right foot blocked away, and again Mahoney in front of it.
You know, we were looking for a replay from that other central position goal that he had not too long ago.
Here's Beckford on the wing, always dangerous. Zacarias with him. Beckford's going to keep it. Beckford looking for it as Toure. The shot blocked, and it'll be a Switchbacks FC corner kick. No, indeed, off of Beckford.
Locomotive does a good job to stay on that, put pressure on, and be able to get that ball out of the danger zone.
So the goal kick for Logan Ketterer. Join USL in celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month through October the 15th. Visit uslsoccer.com/Hispanic-Heritage for exclusive content and stories that celebrate the members of the Hispanic community that have shaped the USL. And here is Maris. Diego with a step. What a move. Diego back in centrally. That's off of Echevarria. Bounces from Maris. Nice turn. Ross. Diego still for it. Deflected out. Ross with the header. And now cleared. Ockford. Out along the left wing. Here's Beckford. Beckford rolls it. Looking as Toure. Toure too hard an angle to solve. And it's over the byline anyway for a goal kick. But they are finding Diego up along the wings. It started before the substitution to bring in Dylan Maris, but it has certainly continued and gotten a lot more potent, it seems.
Oh, right. He is, I think he's enjoying getting a little bit more love. Him and the ball are getting to, you know, get some action and try to get in the box and create chances to score. I mean, it's been even now for a while, 2-2. Both teams are settled in. Really, Switchbacks are, you know, they had like creating a chance on a counter. I think that's where Locomotive really needs to kind of make sure they don't get caught, but keep getting the ball up high to Diego, and he is getting some looks and some chances, and they're having to pull so many men to handle him. So if there are open Locomotive players, it's a matter of either he's going to beat 3 of them and score the goal himself, or who's he going to get it to put it in the back of the net.
Substitution for Switchbacks FC. It'll be Darren Yapi in for Yaya Toure. And Toure certainly has been bounced around a bit here in the 80th minute. Yapi, just 16 years old, from Green Valley Ranch, Colorado. Oh, that's not a flavor of dressing. That's a place. On loan from Rapids Academy. What a force that young man is.
And Brandenburg's looking to try to find a way to get his team to get back up on Locomotive. He's the 3rd head coach for Colorado Springs, and you know, he really has turned them around. Having the 2019 and 2020 seasons, they did not have the strongest results.
Just something like 9 wins over those 2 years.
Well, they were 7-21-6, finished last in the West in 2019, and in 2020 they were 2-8-7. But just group play in 2020 because of COVID. But you know, now with Brendan Burke, they've definitely kind of had a big change in results, and we can see that here tonight.
Chick-fil-A corner kick delivered by Maris into the near post. That's headed by Zacarias, but deflected. I believe it was Edwards who got a piece in another Chick-fil-A corner.
And that's what Switchbacks need to do, is challenge those balls, and Locomotive just be relentless.
Maris, far post this time. That's headed and easy. Maka King looking for the brace. Sean Melvin says thank you.
Well done by Maka to get on the end of that ball.
Gets away from Melvin. He kind of scooped on that. Here's Diego. Lucho. Distributes out for Ross. Diego trying to get wide by Sebastian Anderson.
I was saying.
Throw on.
And to have another player like
Lucho. Shot by Dylan Maris straight into the breadbasket for Melvin.
Have Lucho come on as a sub and Maris to come on as a sub. That isn't too shabby for Locomotive. Nice ball dropped back, and Maris has a pretty good touch, just a little too at the keeper.
Argueta. Good back heel. Haji Berry. Record tying 25th of the season for Berry in the 4th minute, but he's been silent since. Ross. Diego trying to get around. Still challenging. Melvin will have to restart that. King. Out on. Zacarias. Maris having to sky for that. And it's in touch for Locomotive. Well, as we get down to the final 7 minutes, we're going to have some eco-living stoppage time, I think, to wrap this one up. After a couple of lengthy Texas Tech nods to the dock. If you're Locomotive FC, what are you looking for the breakthrough? Is it getting it to the feet of Diego Luna?
I wouldn't mind serving Lucho either. I mean, he's got the legs. He's fresh. I see he's getting after it. The other thing is, if you get it to him, then they have to collapse on him. You dish it to Diego to put it in the back of the net.
Here's Diego all the way to the byline, and rather than deal with whatever comes next, well done, Michael Edwards, to roll it out. It'll be a Chick-fil-A corner.
But with the... Yeah,
he draws some attention, doesn't he?
He does, and that's the safest option for the defense, to try to just knock it out of bounds, but Diego draws attention.
Maris, in swinger. King with the head. That'll be a goal kick for Sean Melvin. Well, King with a goal tonight. Why not look for him? The Englishman has been on the end of a couple.
Yeah, he's reading the service well, and he is committing to make contact on that ball, and that's half the battle.
Mark Lowry, back in black tonight.
But let's go back to keeping energy and keeping pace. I see him, moving his arm like, come on, guys, stay focused, stay on it. Let's get a goal. Let's get a goal, or at least keep pressing.
Advantage played. It'll be Aron. Diego on the far post. It'll bounce back for Maris. Good deflection by Edwards. Maris draws the double team himself. Borelli, service. Loose. Lucho in for the goal. Lucho, el luchador. Locomotive leads at 3-2.
Borelli hasn't had the chance to put too much service into the box tonight, but when he does, he makes it count.
It had been way too many games since the Argentine had found the back of the net. He did versus Tulsa. He does again here in front of Eighth Notch in the 86th minute. 3-2 Locomotive.
He just sneaks around that defender, and then he does what he knows how to do best, is finish.
Amazing. Team leading 9th goal of the season. And Switchbacks from up 2-1 to down 3-2.
But if Locomotive, I'd like to see them keep this pressure, keep this pace going. Why not go for a fourth? I mean, Diego has been working so hard on the attack right now. Let's get it back to him. And if he doesn't get it, he can dish it off to someone else.
They're saying the best defense is a good offense. Well won. Carrijo thought he had it. It's going to be a throw-in for Switchbacks. Beckford, who after a devastating first half has been largely silent in the second half. The danger man, though, Haji Berry. He'll switch it. I don't think that went anywhere near where he wanted it to. Borelli, Diego, into the slipstream for the fresh feet of Lucho Solignac. Lucho, Diego. Back and forth. They'll move it back to Ross. Borelli. Switchbacks does well to double team and win a throw. Substitution coming.
I think Aaron Gomez was hoping they would just knock it central and one of them would switch it over to him because he just had room out on that right side.
Well, Shane Beckford's night is done here in the 88th minute. Coming on to replace him will be Dylan Serna, another youngster. Out of Brighton, Colorado. Former Colorado Rapid. It'll bounce all the way through, and Logan Ketterer keeps it away from Shane Beckford.
No, but he needed to comfort that ball to make sure that that didn't become a chance for them.
Well, Dylan Serna, the man from MLS. 7 years of experience playing for the Rapids. The long restart. Switchbacks trying to handle it. It's out off of Ross. Echevarria. Well won. Zacarias has had himself a match tonight.
Yes.
Aaron. Is going to be caught for a whistle for handling the ball after he fell to the turf. Trying to draw the contact, saying contact was made. Echevarria back there along with Dylan Serna. But as he rolls on the ground, the ball comes into his arms and he's whistled for a handball. So the restart for Switchbacks FC Aaron is going to get a caution for delay of game here in the 90th minute.
He definitely looked like he had some football, American football tactics getting used on him from behind prior to this little series down here. But the official obviously disagreed.
And so it goes. And we're hearing 6 minutes of eco-living stoppage time, as you would expect. The long restart, Melvin. Fans on their feet tonight at Southwest University Park. It'll bounce up for Serna. Gets that whistled across the 6, but nobody on the other side of it in a white jersey.
Now, he did a good job of getting that, driving that ball across and getting around it. It would have been a fantastic ball if someone on Switchbacks could have gotten their boot on it.
But it will be a Locomotive throw-in. But as you point out, the best defense is a good offense for Locomotive FC. And certainly trying to see out stoppage time. They have allowed 4 goals in their last 10 matches in stoppage time. This is the dicey part of the match for Mark Lowry's Locomotive FC.
It has
handled their business versus Tulsa, but it's been a little dicey since.
Right.
Before.
It is an area of improvement that the Locomotive could definitely use.
King. Switchbacks throw. Good work here by Borelli. Can't keep a hold. Bounces well. This time, Carrijo keeping Yappi from center. And it'll be a Chick-fil-A corner kick for Switchbacks.
And that's I like that. Defend, you know, the whole team's defending, the whole team is attacking. And if you're going to keep that ball from getting in the back of the net, then everybody's got to be willing to be a part of it.
Borelli. Contact with Jimmy Ockford, who's not a happy camper. Borelli being urged to stand up by Jeremy Shear. Switchbacks FC trying to claw their way back in El Paso. Service in at the near post, headed up and over, kept in play. Put it out by El Paso. They got it to the far post and found Yappy. It'll bounce kindly for Logan Ketterer. And he'll make sure everybody's out of his 18-yard box before he restarts this. Boots this one up. Diego. Trying to get there to him is Carrijo. Diego with it again. Diego fires the shot. Stopped by Melvin.
And Maris there does a great job of keeping that ball staying in the attacking third. He did that on the Locomotive's third goal as well. He actually was the reason that it stayed in play and got it over to Borelli. And he does that again. He's been good since he's gotten in and made a big difference.
Maris, Borelli, and Diego working that left wing. Locomotive throw. And El Paso, you have to say, so far handling their business just a little more than halfway through. Eco living stoppage time. Locomotive looking to hang on for what would be a first win in this season series between the two teams. Switchbacks would love another draw. That's offside for Solignat. Lucho just a step ahead of that back line. Here's Ockford to put it back into play. Yappy with a header. Well done at the back, Zacarias. But off to that right wing side, the service by Serna. Perry crosses, lifted out. And there at the back is Cole Turner. Diego keeps a hold of that and is going to get whistled for the foul as he dragged down Edwards. And now what? That is a caution to Edwards as Diego's taken down. A little retaliation for Edwards, who will be whistled for the yellow, and the fans wanting to see a little darker color. That's Ockford, my apologies.
And I think Diego gets the short stick sometimes because he's so good on the ball. He can handle so much pressure. I think he was giving it as good as he was getting it on that one, but this last part is clearly retaliation.
Well, Ockford pushing, I think Diego was starting to lean back a little bit to absorb that. He knew the way it looked to the referee from the back. So good bit of gamesmanship, perhaps gamesmanship by the young 18-year-old, but the motion was being made by Jimmy Ockford.
Yes.
And that's what the referee saw.
Yes.
It'll be a caution on Diego for the initial challenge on Edwards.
Right.
So Diego Luna does get the yellow card, as does Ockford. And the restart now. We are past the 6 minutes. The long ball out of the back. And what do we have here? They're going to have a re-kick. Somebody wasn't ready. Oh, Jeremy Shear needed to make the final bookings with a couple of yellow cards, and now Melvin being urged to play forward.
He had a little administrative work to do.
Indeed. Last kick's coming. Argueta, well won. Carrijo's off to the races. Melvin's off his line. Carrijo, pardon me, Lucho. Far side, Diego. 4-2 Locomotive. Full on the break. Lucho Solignac. The dish to the teenager and Diego.
Lucho pushes the pace, keeps it going forward. Switchback cannot recover. And that's just a clinical serve across. Diego back of the net.
Solignac saw the pressure coming. Nothing they could do about Diego coming up that left wing side.
And to have Maris also there as an option, it's just forcing the issue. There's no way that they can, you know, easily recover. And Dio's been wanting a goal all night. Worked so hard for that. And Lucho tees it up and just serves it on a platter for him.
Diego Luna with his 7th this season. Rather his 8th. Lucho Solignac, who got his 9th earlier, ready to make that dish. And it's Locomotive with what has to be the final kick of the match. Logan Ketterer has to see this one over the bar, and that's it. 4-2 your final score. Locomotive FC with its 16th win, the first in this season series against Switchbacks. What an amazing come-from-behind victory. 3 unanswered goals sends Locomotive just that closer to a Mountain Division title.
Yeah, there's no draw tonight. That is clear. And the Locomotive finding a way to come back again. Let's see the goals next match right from the start. But this is a tough situation, you know, now they know they've shown that they can come back on the road. They've shown they can come back at home, and they continue to hold down the fortress here at Southwest University Park.
None happier than that man, Mark Lowry. Makeshift back lines, putting players where they're not familiar. It hasn't mattered. The concept of total soccer alive and well in El Paso, Texas, Heidi. 4-2 your final score. Locomotive FC with its 16th win of the season. A little more solidly on top of the Mountain Division.
Nitro Circus is back for 2021 with the action-packed You Got This tour coming to El Paso Saturday, October 23rd. Top athletes in FMX, skate, BMX, scooter, and more. Are you ready to get this party started? Throwing down huge world's firsts off the biggest ramps in action sports with more crazy contraptions, more insane stunts, more high adrenaline fun than ever before. El Paso, get ready to put your hands in the air. We're coming to Southwest University Park this October 23rd. Get your tickets now at nitrocircus.com. Locomotive FC has gone Adidas. Brand new official Locomotive gear in the 3 stripes is available, including the 2021 jerseys and new styles from men, women, and children. With unique colors and styles, there's something for everyone. Shop online at locomotiveteamshop.com or visit our team shop located at the stadium. Don't miss a second of the Locos in action by getting a seat to every match. Buy your tickets now at aplocomotivefc.com/ticket or by calling or texting 915-235-GO.
To the final score. Locomotive FC in come-from-behind fashion over Switchbacks FC. Mark Lowry has walked every inch of Southwest University Park to cheer the crowd as we head down to the pitch, and Elizabeth Vega with our estrella of the match.
match, Ricardo Zacharias. Ricardo, you scored your first goal for Locomotive tonight. Andu is here at home. How special was that moment?
It's very special, especially here with my family and all the fans. Thank you guys for coming out. It was a great night.
Now this team is just so incredible. Even through injuries and a tough schedule, we keep fighting. Tell us about this team.
It just shows you the kind of guys that we have in the locker room. We look out for each other, even if you're not in the starting lineup. You still push the guy, and I mean, great effort from the guys tonight.
To play in the region where you're from, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot, especially being only 35 minutes away from home and having a lot of people coming to watch me play. It just feels special.
What is the message you have for these fans here tonight?
Just keep on fighting. I mean, playoffs are right around the corner, so let's get it going.
Thank you. Congratulations, Ricardo.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks very much, Elizabeth Vega and Ricardo Zacarias, a worthy estrella of the match. 25-year-old out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, was with the Chattanooga Red Wolves, scores his first goal in a Locomotive uniform. And Heidi, your thoughts on the night that young man had?
He showed up. I mean, that's for sure. You know, Mark Lowry said there are no starters. There are just Locomotive players. And I would say the way he played tonight is a testament to that. And he only got more confident after he got that goal, started having more service into the box and defending like only a former striker knows how to. They know what they're trying to prevent. So he made a huge contribution tonight.
A bananas evening here in El Paso, that's for sure. 16th victory for Locomotive FC and 58 points. The first win in this season series after 3 draws, including a couple up in Colorado Springs at Widener Field. But outstanding effort by Locomotive with the 3 unanswered goals. As we take a look at our physical play of the match, Maka King. How about that effort as he fell to the back? Edwards couldn't do anything with it. Maka King flips up a foot and it bounces through. And partially because I think Melvin was screened on that ball. A late reaction from the keeper. It's in for Locomotive FC.
Maka was not going to be stopped. He was going to look from one side and finish on the other of the defender.
That is amazing. Your physical play of the match for Locomotive FC. Again, 16, 2, and 10, 58 points as we take a look at our full match stats tonight. Brought to you by the Hospitals of Providence. Total shots, Locomotive, 18-7 out shooting Switchbacks, 11-4 on target. The possession, a lot more in favor of Locomotive in that second half. It was a ragged game at times, but Locomotive getting the offense working maybe most importantly tonight, Heidi.
Absolutely, and we talked about the energy and the pace, and they had that in the second half. They came out and did not let down and end up with 4 goals as a result of it. So, and also just defending like nobody can ask for better the way they defended in the second half to keep Switchbacks off the board. So, pretty good result.
72.4% passing accuracy might bring the league best 85% down a couple of notches, but so far late in the season, it's going to be pretty solid for
Locomotive. We'll take 4
FC
goals
regardless.
over.
Yes, indeed, 4 goals. And really, you have to say, for Mark Lowry, the right substitution, as good a match as Chaparrera had, bringing on Dylan Maris opened everything up, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Chapa did a great job, and Locomotive had a good game, but then Maris just helped free up Diego to get forward.
Those are the last 2 Locomotive players to score against LA Galaxy 2 as we do our Bride and Birds home selling team moving into the next match. It'll be this weekend, this Sunday, 6 p.m. versus LA Galaxy 2. Los Dos hosting Locomotive FC. And there you saw Jerome Kiesevetter and Omar Salgado, who have moved on. Those are the last guys, the last Locos to score against Galaxy 2 as these 2 teams split the season series between Los Angeles and El Paso.
And this one won't be easy for El Paso. They have won 4 out of the last 5, including a win against division leader Phoenix. So they played Phoenix tough, scoring 3 goals against them in each of their last 2 matches. But Locomotive does get an extra day of rest with the match being on Sunday. but you're still dealing with injuries, especially on the back line. But with what Locomotive showed tonight and how they played out that second half, I mean, goals, goals, goals. Go for goals early and through the entire match and play defense like they did in the second half, and they'll have a chance at a draw or, you know, go for the win, even with whatever lineup is put on the field.
Well, Los Dos have certainly been a stalwart in the USL Championship, obviously. MLS 2 teams kind of moving on to do their own thing, but they've been one of the better ones over the seasons, as they have, of course, supplied many, many players to the top squad in Major League Soccer. 4-2 your final score tonight. Locomotive FC with 3 unanswered goals to take all 3 points tonight in El Paso, Texas. What an effort this evening. Deshane Beckford, Haji Berry, they score. Berry's 25th of the season to tie the league record, but it's Locomotive in the end with all 3 points tonight, Heidi.
Absolutely. We'll take it.
Diego gets his as well for our fine crew here tonight in El Paso. I'm Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha. So long, everybody.
Copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.